And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. What's up? I keep saying channel. I don't know. It's technically a Twitch channel, right? I don't know, man. I don't know how we describe Twitches. I don't know. People just call it Twitch. They use it as like a little verb, adjective, noun. Pretty much everything in the English language that doesn't make sense. Like they do it with that. So look, before we get too deep into the stream here and really start to have some funsies, we'll get some honorable mentions out of the way and then we'll go from there. Honorable mention number one would be Dark Matter Andre Iguodala. You can get this card for under 10,000 MT. And I personally believe he is one of the most slept on cards in the entire game. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about him, and to be honest, he's not somebody I run at point guard or shooting guard just because I have better options, but Iguodala is solid. 6'6", but he looks a wee bit bigger, plus he's got the muscular player build, you know? Just an oily, muscular man. Badge-wise, I mean, he's got pretty much every badge in the game. He has limitless spot up, quick first step, I mean, sniper. Pretty much everything you want him to have at Hoth, he has. So it's like it doesn't really matter. I don't really go through the badges that much on any of these card lists just because every card that comes out, bare minimum, has majority of the badges in the game, at least on gold, right? He is missing like Circus 3s and Chef, which as a point guard would be beneficial for him to have, in addition to Space Creator and Stop and Pop, but Andre Iguodala might surprise you. You may be surprised with how much you actually like this card. It's shocking. Next honorable mention. Look, sometimes I just can't decide on a top 10. That's why I do the honorable mentions. DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is good. Obviously, he's better on current gen than he is on next. He's one of the most elite shooting guards on current gen, straight up. And I mean, you can get a shoe badge and Hall of Fame I was gonna say Hall of Fame contract, unlimited contract for 17,000 MT. That's foolish that somebody would put that up for that cheap. There's literally no reason whatsoever, and he is ridiculous. Like, he's good. I mean, he's T-Mac that runs better on current gen. Now, if you're on next gen, just go grab T-Mac, spoiler alert, he'll show up later on this list. But if you're on current gen, for sure, like, you're going to want to grab DeMar DeRozan. Next gen, T-Mac. DeMar DeRozan, current gen. Phenomenal. Next honorable mention is a card that I don't think I've seen really anyone talk about except for literally the guy himself, and that's Terrence Ross. Oh, man. This card is actually really fun, and I'm not usually somebody who really enjoys Terrence Ross cards in 2K. Like, every year he'll get, like, a pretty solid budget diamond that's, like, at least close to the top of his class in the budget wing department for a little bit. But I actually really like this card, and it's kind of shocking. I didn't really expect that, but 6'7", 206, like, he's got a pretty big player build, and he has some of the best dunk animations in the game. Like, he straight posterizes people on a near constant basis. Not the greatest defender, but he can hold his own, but offensively, he is really solid, and just like Andre Iguodala, you may surprise yourself with how much you like this card. I did. I didn't expect myself to really like this card that much, just because I typically don't with Terrence Ross cards, but man, this card's really fun to play with, especially if you're running offline. Like, he's just generally a fun card. Next honorable mention would actually be a twofer. I would say in addition to this guy, which is, who I can never spell his name, Benedict Mathurin is phenomenal. That jump shot 99, chef's kiss, dude. Ratatouille. Raccoonatouille, I think. Just watched Everything Everywhere. Movie was phenomenal. The Ratatouille references with the raccoon, killing me. I was faded. Benedict Mathurin is, no joke, one of the more slept on cards in this game. Like, all the honorable mentions are slept on for sure, but at least Terrence Ross plays my team, so people have used Terrence Ross cards. Like, there's a lot of people, especially in this community, that love Andre Iguodala, but I don't hear anybody talking about Benedict Mathurin. And Benedict Mathurin is so good. I run him occasionally, and I have just an absolute fantastic time. Just a hoot and a holler with this card, absolutely. If you watch the YouTube channel that says that phrase a lot, you know, definitely jump in the comments. I'd be curious to see how many people do that. The other person I would say is in the same vein as Benedict Mathurin would be Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace is right there too. It just depends if you value offense or defense more. Both of those cards are great. I can't speak highly enough of Benedict, and I honestly don't know anything about him in real life. Final honorable mention. I almost said final. It hurts that he had to be an honorable mention, but I just feel like it needed to be happening at this point. Ben Wallace is like 10,000 MT. Still one of the better cards in this game. You can get a badged up version. This one has 2 additional Hoff badges. Let me check on mine to see which Hoff badges he has, because I'm curious. I mean, that could be really huge. I might actually just pick this one up, because I'm pretty sure I don't have a original owner one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So this one's got quick chain. Okay, all right. I like where this is going for sure. Quick chain's nice. What else do you got? It's not looking too good. It's not looking like one of these badges is going to be something that we really want here, unfortunately. Unstrippable? What is the other badge, dude? Menace, Ball Stripper, Hustler? I don't know. Either way, Ben Wallace is like literally one of the best defensive cards in this game. The thing I will say about Ben Wallace and why he's teetered off into honorable mention territory is just because 9 times out of 10, when you go to play clutch time or any mode, you're just going to run into someone who's running Taco Yao or Taco Boban or Ralph Sampson Yao, just some combination of those 3 guys. Kristaps will throw in there occasionally, but we haven't got a new Kristaps card in a bit, so. And it's kind of difficult for Ben Wallace to get rebounds over horrendously sized centers at that point, but he's still a really fun card. If he could play small forward, I'd still be running him in my starting lineup. There'd be no question about it. Number 10, on to the actual top 10. Carmelo Anthony. My boy Barmelos Anthony is out here, dude. Straight up. Now, obviously, you don't want to run the My Team Anniversary version if you don't have to, but good news. It's all good because the NBA 75 version is here, and he is only like 15,000 MT, which is silly, to be honest. Like, Carmelo does everything. Now, I will say that he is not quite as good on current gen. We all know he can't shoot from the corners on current gen, which is frustrating. If you run him on the shooting guard position, it's really not that big of a deal, but it is something to kind of take into consideration as well. Melo plays surprisingly good defense. He has a good player build, especially for the shooting guard. I think he's a really good size for the shooting guard. Like, he's not overly big because he still moves like kind of a smaller guy, but he does have a little size too. If you're on next gen and you're looking for like a budget shooting guard, Carmelo is definitely something, or someone I should say, to kind of consider for sure. If you can get the NBA 75 one or the Bracket Busters one, but for some reason the Bracket Busters one is more expensive than the NBA 75 one. I don't really know what's up with that. You should definitely go do that. Try him out. You might actually like him a lot more than you'd think. Number 9, Bo Cruz. He's a little bit more expensive, certainly. And look, don't be fooled by his size saying 6'9", because he looks like he's 6'6" at the small forward. But, which is weird because Juan Hernangomez in real life is actually like fucking huge. Like, he's very large, right? So I don't know why his player build looks so small. Either way, he moves well. He has a good jump shot. He's got pretty much every badge on Hoff that you'd want him to have. And he's just a really, really good combo forward. Like, really solid. And, I mean, he was like 300K for a while. So you should snap him up while he's this price. He's a fun card to play with. You, once again, might be surprised with how good he is. This is going to be sacrilegious for a lot of people, but Kobe Bryant would be number 8. And the reason I say that is because I don't personally like Kobe that much in 2K. I don't. Like, I really, really don't. In the chat, Bo Cruz plays like an invincible. He does. He just has a small player build. That's really the only issue. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kobe in 2K usually, and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that his prices are always so astronomical. I don't pick up Kobe cards. And, you know, I'm not going to spend all that MT on Kobe when I can just pick up T-Mac, who's my actual favorite player of all time. But don't get it twisted. Kobe's still great. Kobe Bryant base is phenomenal. One of the better releases in this game. Don't let the fact that it's not on an endgame card fool you. I would say the NBA 75 Kobe or Supernova. I can't remember which one has more Hoff badges. I'm not sure. They're both basically the same price, though. I think NBA 75 has the more badges. Supernova has 50. Yeah. NBA 75 Kobe. 6'6", 205. He's got 55 Hoff badges. This is basically the invincible Kobe. There's no difference outside of 10 Hoff badges. And those 10 Hoff badges are like brick wall, which whatever. At this point, people don't really paint mash like that anyway. I think set shooter is one of them. Tight handles, which could be important, I suppose. But it really doesn't matter. Kobe's Kobe. Like, he's just a very, very good shooting guard, you know. Number 7. I have talked about this card so much, but like Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba is 7 foot tall. He's real lanky, blocks a lot of shots. He can move a little bit. He's got a very clean jump shot. Yeah, he's quote unquote lower on badge count at this point, but Mo Bamba can still hold it down. Now, the only reason he's at number 7 while someone like Ben Wallace would be in an honorable mention, it's just due to his height. Like, he can contend with some of those guys I talked about earlier. I still think he plays a little bit better at power forward at this stage, which is sad. But, you know, everyone has an affordable giant at this point. Number 6. Surprising. I don't think I've ever ranked a Chris Middleton this high on anything in regards to 2K. But Chris Money Middleton might actually be... It's close, but he could potentially be a top 3, if not outright the best, shooting guard under 10,000 MT. Like, this card has a phenomenal jump shot that is so easy to green. The green window on this thing is ridiculous, right? Not only that, I mean, he's got a big player build, 6'7", but he looks about 6'8", 6'9". Like, he plays lockdown defense. He's got long arms, so he actually blocks some shots. Like, gets a lot of steals. The perimeter's solid. The interior's not bad. He's not the slowest dude in the world. His fadeaway is really good, man. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about this card, and I'm not going to find too much negative things to say about any card that's come out in the last month. They're all near perfect, and Chris Middleton deserves to be up here. Definitely pick him up if you're interested. Oh boy, number 5. Once again, it's weird to rank a T-Mac this low, but kind of has to be like that. Now, the conventional wisdom would be to not grab the one that plays small forward, but he does have 55 Hoff badges, and honestly, I don't mind running T-Mac at small forward. You could say that he's too small, but I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think he still plays really well, but if you want to run one for under 10K at the shooting guard, like MT, Anniversary, Tracy McGrady, he's fine. I mean, they're all the exact same card. Like, 2K at least kind of switched up some of the SIGs for some of the other cards, like Giannis, like one of the Invincibles is a little bit different, stuff like that. But yeah, all the T-Macs are the exact same. It's just badge count. But this one has all the Hoff badges you really want him to have. The rest of them are ones that he doesn't necessarily really even need that much, honestly, to be elite. So he's not a horrible card to pick up. You can, like, hypothetically speaking, you could go win clutch time games on next gen with one of these two. No problem. No problem whatsoever. And that Trey Burke base, I still think it's a top 5 release in my team. I really do. So easy to time. So smooth. Just great. Number 4. Danny Granger. Come on, man. Still my bench point guard. Like, this is my boy, dude. It's my boy, Danny Granger, of course. Yeah, his badge count is quote-unquote low. Okay, yes, some people will say that. Those people are wrong. It doesn't matter. He has every Hoff badge you'd want him to have. But Danny Granger is so much fun to use. That base 29 just rolls off the fingers, man. Just rolls right off. Absolutely phenomenal. He's got a huge player build, but he moves like he's smaller than that, which is good. Like, he doesn't have load up issues. He doesn't kind of chug a little bit like some of the bigger guys do. He moves very, very well. Danny Granger was hyped for a little bit. Everyone kind of forgot about him because we got like LaMelos and all these cheap cards for Season 8. But no, like, Danny Granger, still legit. Still run him on my bench. Like, I only run endgame T-Mac over him. That's the only card I run over him. That should really tell you stuff because I have a lot of cards. And I could afford a lot better cards if I wanted to. Number 3. Once again, another card everybody hyped, but people kind of forgot about. Mark Williams. Mark Williams is once again just another guy like Mo Bamba, but even more to a certain extent, that can protect the paint and hold down these massive centers that you're going to run into every single game. Right? If you can find yourself a slightly badged up, even with golds, Mark Williams, which the fact that there aren't any badged up versions on the marketplace should really tell you one thing and one thing only, and that's that people still use this card. If somebody badged up a Mark Williams, you know, typically you'll see it where cards will come out, people will badge them up, they'll use them for like a week and a half, and then because they buy MT or whatever, they'll just throw them out for absolutely nothing, right? There are no badged up Mark Williams because people still run Mark Williams. He's got that Giannis release, one of the best releases in the game, period. I stand firm on that as well. 7'2", 242, good stable dribble moves. They're not too overpowered, but he can move a little bit. He's fast, blocks shots, shoots the ball incredibly well. He, like I said, needs some badge additions, but he comes at least with like gold limitless and gold sniper and hot zone hunter and stuff. Like, he does need some badges though. Like blinders, he doesn't really need chef or rhythm shooter, honestly. Blinders, clutch shooter, deadeye, volume shooter would be the 3 that I would give him for sure. Slippery off ball too, so we can get around screens. Number 2, honestly, this is a Sweat Lord card. These last 2 are in Sweat Lord cards. Like, if you run into these cards, oh my god, you already know the person's sweating. Like, if you run into this JR or the Dunktober one, Even the My Team Anniversary one, anybody who's running that, which by the way, he's really good for under 10K. But you can get the Origin one for the same price, so there's really no point to grab the My Team Anniversary one. Origin JR, man. I'm hyped on the jump shot. Like I said, it usually the J.R. Smith release is what I usually call it, but this year it's been like the Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green release. Dunktober one's slightly more expensive, but the 5 Hoff badges really don't mean that much. J.R. Smith is the Sweat Lord's dream, dude. He moves incredibly well. He's got a great stable of dribble moves, a super fast jump shot, and most importantly, he can burst off his screens so effectively that you can get to the rim almost every single possession if you have a big enough center setting screens. Straight up. Like, no joke. JR is ridiculous, and if you're looking for a budget point guard or even a budget shooting guard, you can do so much worse than JR. Also, look at his face in this pic. He looks so concentrated, and you love it. I was going to say constipated on accident. He could have been, too. Who knows what is going on with his body. Number 1. I personally don't think this is the best card in the world, but Tacko Fall. Yeah. Tacko Fall, man. He is so... I get really annoyed with this card because every single clutch time game I play I run into Tacko every single time, and he's so annoying, dude. Even the My Team Anniversary one, which you'll run into 9 times out of 10. Like, you'll run into the My Team Anniversary, and you think, man, maybe I got a shot. No, you don't. He's still 7'6" with a really easy to green jump shot, dude. It's not fun at all. The My Team Anniversary one's actually better than the Galactic one, by the way, just so you're aware. Yes, and Tacko Fall, literally, you can't contest Tacko Fall. Like, it's damn near impossible unless you have Yao Ming, or in certain cases Mark Williams or Boban or Ralph Sampson. You're not contesting Tacko Fall. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it truly does not matter. And yes, that is an accurate comment right there. The day before the Tacko packs came out, Tacko was a top 10 card. Yep, exactly. And this card's just basically the same, just shoots a little bit better from the three-pointer. He is stupid. Like, there are badges you have to give him, sure, to make him truly OP. Like Volume Shooter, Deadeye. Deadeye's not even really honestly that necessary because he's so big you can barely contest him anyway, but still, it's better to give it to him. Clutch Shooter, Limitless, Chef, I guess. He actually doesn't move that, like, terribly, so... Difficult Shot, surprisingly, is something I would give him. Tacko can shoot fadeaway mid-ranges, like, so overpowered. It's insane. Absolute insanity. Tacko Fall is the most annoying card in this game, and if you want to be annoying yourself and just ruin people's day, Jojo, go grab a Tacko. Go grab a Tacko. You'll ruin everyone's fun time immediately.